Hello everyone, For Brick's Sake here. In the previous video, we looked at the importance of repetition and layering, and a lot of those ideas use SNOT to achieve the layers. In this video, we're going to deep dive into SNOT bricks and all that they can do. The larger your mock, the easier it is to use SNOT and have your bricks go in all directions because you have more space. But the smaller and more detailed your mock becomes, the harder it is to use SNOT effectively because, well, you start to run out of real estate to place your bricks. So you have to start combining different SNOT techniques so that you don't lose your shapes and colors. In case you don't know, SNOT stands for studs not on top. And there is a specific set of bricks that we specifically call SNOT bricks, but there are lots of brick combinations and plate combinations that also gives us SNOT in terms of studs in different directions. But let's start with the classic SNOT bricks, which are just standard brick size, but with extra studs on different sides. So first we have Lego bricks with SNOT on only one side. These are probably the SNOT bricks you're gonna have the most of in the most amount of colors. So hot Lego matte tip. If you want to use multiple SNOT for a wall design to secure like one big thing, make sure you have 2 plates in between each SNOT. Otherwise, when you try to attach it, it's not gonna quite match up with the anti-studs on the back of the bricks. And we also have versions that are 2 SNOT tall. These are a little shorter than 2 bricks stacked, but it will fit a plate or tile perfectly. Don't need any of the plates in between these. It's already spaced out correctly. Last of the Lego brick options with SNOT on one side is what is commonly referred to as a headlight brick. Surprise, surprise, they were used a lot in cars where they attach the headlights. It's a very versatile and unique SNOT brick. While this only has one stud, the back side of the brick has an additional opening that a stud will connect to. So it's super versatile. And fun fact, you can use the back to connect 4 of them together, which you might recognize it as the old Creator Expert Lego, which is a nice little tidbit. Then we have these Lego bricks that have SNOT on alternating sides. These are useful for creature builds and small builds like furniture. Next, we have Lego bricks that have 2 SNOTs on the corner. 67329 is an interesting piece as it's another one you can plate and tile directly onto the brick with no need of additional plates, but on 4 sides. This is a great piece as the foundation for an animal head or body. And then last but not least is a Lego brick with SNOT on all sides. It's a great piece for small builds and it does effectively the job of 4 SNOTs in one brick. So that's generally all of the different types of SNOT bricks you can get. There are a handful more very specialized ones that you can also get, but this is what you're starting with. Next Lego piece we want to look at that can help us get SNOT is brackets. Now brackets are kind of smaller, skinnier version of what a SNOT brick does for you. And we have a couple of sizes. And again, there are more different unique sizes of brackets that have come through, particularly through the Technic side. These are kind of the main ones you're going to get in most of the current sets. Another interesting way you can turn your stud around is using clips and plates. Normally, you connect one of the clip plates with one of the bar plates, and you often use it for like making chairs and furniture stuff, but you can easily turn one piece around and you instantly have studs going in the opposite direction. Beyond that, you can use pieces like the 1x2 plate with stick or the 1x2 clamp, for example, and place 2 clip plates back to back to turn the studs multiple ways off one piece. Using that logic, there is a large amount of Lego elements that include a bar in some capacity that you can combine with the clips to turn the studs and create some really great and surprising NPU. The lamp holder plate is a great little piece. You can attach a stud to each side and you can even put a pole through it if you want to. It will end up being the same qualities as the 47905 SNOT brick, but the base of it is only a plate tall rather than a brick. Again, it depends what you're building, but knowing all of these different ways you can do the same thing, but in different scales and sizes or whatever is very, very important. And there is also piece 77808 that has bars in the middle of it. It's quite a unique piece actually. You can attach any of the clip pieces to those 2 bars in any direction and that will achieve SNOT. Now I will say, I don't know how I would use this technique. It's definitely not a piece I think about often because I don't have many of them. I'm not sure where I'd use this, but I just want to let you guys know in case, you know, this could be the piece that you're missing to make something work. But it is interesting. And it's kind of to my point before where there are a lot of pieces that have these bar elements included in them that aren't just the plates with bars. And it's just a case of trialing. You can even make your own elements. You can attach one of the individual bar elements of any length to a SNOT brick and attach the clips to those. A more sturdier version of the clips is obviously the ball joint pieces. So we've got these in a huge variety. They usually come in the Creator 3-in-1 animal sets. They're a lot stronger, but more limited in colors. Most of those pieces come in dark bluish gray or light bluish gray. So it's definitely a joint you need to hide because the gray will stand out if you're building a creature or whatever. Pros and cons there, really depends whether you need it to be strong or whether you know enough techniques to build it with clips and it still be strong, but you can hide the joints. Technic bricks are an even stronger connection that is very useful if you need to turn your bricks, but they need to hold a lot of weight. Like for example, if you're building a creature or an animal or something and it needs to support itself, you're probably going to use Technic brick over SNOT. Over the years, there have been a bunch of unique bricks made for the Technic theme that you can use. Like we've got these super sturdy Technic boxes. You've got these Technic corners that usually help to stabilize legs and stuff for creatures. You've got these sloped wing pieces, which is just an interesting shape piece, or even this uber interesting unique shape. It's like a V engine holder, just to name a few. So there's a lot of unique pieces that have come through the Technic theme. But for this video, we're just going to focus on the smaller pieces that you are more likely to use. So first we have the standard Technic brick. Now we have a lot of variations in lengths for these types of bricks. So it's really versatile. Like comparing that with the SNOT bricks, generally speaking, they're only 1x1 or 1x2 size, so it gives you a lot more options and a lot more connection points you can use, but like as one piece, it makes it a bit more sturdier for yourself. And then we have some more specialized pieces. This is a great way to get your studs on an angle in all directions, and these are used a lot in the modular theme to make rooftops at an angle, for example. And when we have the Technic Coal, we also have the Technic Cross. These are more similar to SNOT brick as the connections are more rigid than the Technic Coal. In combination with the Technic bricks, there are a wide range of Technic pins. Some are circular, some are like the cross shape, and some are a combination of the two, or even introducing new elements like the ball joint on the end. So using these in whatever combination you want with the Technic bricks opens up a whole lot of options for you that the SNOT brick just can't give you because it's set in what it is, but you can mix and match and even combine two different elements onto one Technic brick if it's long enough. So that being said, Technic bricks don't come in as many colors as we get for SNOT bricks. If you do use it, you're most likely going to have to figure out a way to cover it because more than likely the color is not going to match the rest of your build. So that's the only downside with it. Just depends how you need to use it really. A new element that you can also use with the Technic bricks with a hole is this very small connector with a clip on one end. While we do have bricks and plates that have a clip attached, by attaching this piece onto a Technic brick, it has free movement to be whatever angle you need. So it's not locked in like the bricks and plates at a specific angle. It can spin and be whatever you want. I would say again, probably the downside because of that, it's not going to be as strong. So you might need a couple of them to lock something in at an angle so it's not like dropping on you because of the weight of it, but it is a good option. You can also use these rocking bearings and plates. These are often used for roofs to attach them on an angle. I would say that they're not good for long and heavy attachments. Usually we see when they're used to attach roofs, the roof is leaning against something, so it's not taking the full weight, it's just anchoring it on an angle. I would use them with caution with things that are going to be heavier because it might not be strong enough to hold out the angle you want, but it is an option. The last technique I want to tell you about is perhaps the simplest, and it is combining a jumper plate with a 2x2 round tile with the hole. It is probably the smallest distant gap you can turn your studs, but it is probably also the weakest. There is also not a lot of pieces that let you do this, and they're all about 2x2 wide. But it is a unique connection that a lot of people forget about. And there we have it. Those are the essential SNOT connections you need to learn when you start mocking. The more you can push yourself to combine different elements to create new dimensions and gaps with the bricks, the greater and more original your mock will become. Let me know in the comments what techniques or LEGO elements you are keen to try and incorporate in your next mock. And also let me know what your favorite advanced SNOT technique you use. If you guys like this video, I might look at doing an advanced SNOT technique video in the future. I've got some videos planned, so make sure you hit subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one.